Sergio, I love you. But I'm going to show a totally different way of looking at the trash trips that he rejected and show you how I would look at it a little bit different. Hi, my name is Levi, and this is the Tip You in the App Daily Drive. Today's Daily Drive is brought to you by Tonquin. With Tonquin, you're delivering car parts instead of people. Tonquin is great. Go to Tonquin's website, check them out, and let them know that Levi at Tip You in the App sent you. The Daily Drive is also brought to you by Rideshare.tax. Tax season is coming soon, and Rideshare.tax for $125 will help you get your federal taxes done. That's Rideshare.tax. And if you use coupon code Levi, you can get an additional 10% off. Rideshare.tax. Like I said, I love Sergio. He's doing the Lord's work, even though he used the Lord's name in vain. He's doing great work for all of us rideshare drivers. And I think he just looks at rideshare different than I look at rideshare. And yesterday in Los Angeles, he made a video about 6 minutes long. We're going to watch it here, where he basically, said there's a bunch of really bad crap trips that he wouldn't have taken. And here's the scenario. He's going to go pick up his daughter, right? So he has to pick up his daughter. It looks like around 5 p.m. And he just had a short little window to take some trips. I'm going to show you a different way of looking at it compared to him, but let's first watch his video. All right, let's take a look here.
It's gonna die.
We're all
Look at that.
I love this trip.
I mean, $3.70 for me to. This person should walk.
No, the person
It's going to take me 4 minutes to get to them. It's going to take me 1 minute to drop them off. How is this happening? Look at that. There's another one. 10 minutes for $3.80. Look at this trash. It's just garbage. Why? Uber? What is happening in this world? $3, $2.
I have this vision of Los Angeles.
$4.
Nobody's giving you a $2 trip. I've seen $3 trips, Sergio, but not $2 ones. Maybe for Uber Eats.
Anyway,
I think of Los
my
Angeles,
daughter at 5,
and I think about
I'm not gonna piss myself off.
Like drug addicts and palm trees.
I thought I'll just let it run for 5 minutes. Let's see what kind
I've
of
never driven Los Angeles. I'd be really nervous.
Oh, there's another one. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at this one. All less than $10 for 23 minutes. See what I mean? When you guys go with
the weather's got to be amazing, though.
In LA? Oh, there's one. There's a good one. I probably would take that one.
But he says drive through a canyon. I wonder what that looks like. I wonder how many movie scenes have been filmed.
Oh my God, through the canyon. I'm just gonna let it run. Let's see what trips we get.
I remember he's got to go pick up his daughter at 5 o'clock.
What kind of box of chocolates we get?
For like a box of chocolates.
Uber and Lyft driving is like Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Good one, Sergio.
Box of chocolates. I'm almost at my daughter's Cedars-Sinai Hospital. We'll see. We'll see what else we get.
Let's see here.
My cursor is not even showing. Is that a new thing? Oh, look at that one. $3.35.
I wouldn't take that trip either.
10 minutes of driving
takes him right to where his daughter is.
$3.35.
He's trying to get to what? Cedars-Sinai?
I mean, what is happening? Annoying as hell. And my cursor is not even showing.
Annoying as hell. A lot of
goddamn
religious. Oh, think of the curse God.
How's this going for you guys?
A lot of religious, Christian
Did you guys have that
symbolism in Sergio's
heart-to-heart conversation with yourselves
today.
yet? About
it can be frustrating.
Rideshare being. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's another one. $3.77.
I would definitely take that trip. I would tell my daughter to wait.
What?
Maybe I'd pass. I don't know.
I'm gonna pick somebody up,
take somebody away
to their destination for $3.77. Aren't buses cheaper?
Our buses are cheaper.
Oh, there's another one. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
Dude, look at that. That's
no
not a bad
incentives
trip.
to do these, by the way. I have no
take
quest,
it, maybe.
so I'm just letting
At the
you
end of
guys
this
see
video,
what's happening
I'll
in
show you
LA.
all the trips I would have
11
taken
minutes of driving for
and
$3.79.
how I would have handled it.
Okay? I mean, this is where we are in the rideshare game in Los Angeles. I don't know. I hope your city is a lot better than this.
My city is better than Los
Because
Angeles.
This is not a
Syracuse,
financially feasible
Central New York
situation.
is
As
better
I said,
than
my
Los
cursor
Angeles.
is not even
It's
showing,
cheaper.
so I'm not.
Maybe we have more snow.
I guess it's
but
my day to collect the garbage today. I mean,
yeah, well, you are driving at 5 p.m.
laughable.
Probably on a
Honest
Saturday.
to God, it's laughable.
Sergio is what I'm guessing. So
$3,
that's why it's
$2
garbage. And no, you're not getting
for
a
driving
$2 trip.
people around. I mean,
$3 and
what are you gonna do? You're either gonna
50
cry,
cents, give or take, is what it looks like
or
has
you're
been your
gonna
minimum. So
well, I choose to laugh. I don't know. I choose to laugh at myself.
it's okay. You
I
can
choose
laugh
to
about
laugh
it.
at the passengers.
You haven't been forced to do anything.
Who are
and
paying
you're out and about.
$10 for that $3.79 trip.
Yeah, they probably are
I
paying
wish there
$10.
was another company, right?
Oh, there's my dad. He's texting
That just
us.
kind of goes, you know what? We're going to charge your passenger 8 instead of 10. And we're going to give the driver minimum of 5.
Minimum
At
of 5,
least
yeah.
minimum of 5.
Yeah, that'd be
Because
nice.
there's a healthy margin
Sergio,
still
you
left
are a
for
super
ourselves
smart
here.
guy.
You know what I mean?
Start your own company, man.
But,
That's an opportunity right there. If you think you can
Nobody's
make a profit.
putting a gun to anybody's head to do this.
That's right. Nobody's putting a gun to our heads,
Right?
are they?
You can delete the app. Up, there's more.
I would
Look at
100%
that.
take that trip. All right, and this is
must
key
be
right
my
here. I
day
would
of
have taken this
$3
trip
trips.
here and told my daughter,
I'm telling
wait
you,
an
I'm
extra
not
5
doing
minutes.
this.
Dad's going to go make some money.
I didn't set this up. This is
Oh,
reality.
there you go. That's my dad
1
texting
minute
still.
pickup, 5 minute drop off.
That's a great trip. That's a great trip.
Now, I would do all of those if I had
There's another one coming up here that I think, okay, I would not take this trip.
That's a good one.
Maybe, no, okay, so he was going home, so yeah, that makes it worthwhile, I guess.
Actually,
And if he wasn't picking up his daughter, maybe it'd be a great trip to end the night on.
100%.
But I would never take this trip,
but, you know,
period.
I'm here to pick up my
Other
daughter
than to go
from
home.
Cedar Sinai.
Yeah.
She finished her 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
Good girl that she is.
Dude, he should be proud of your
Hey, I
daughter.
know one
I don't know what
thing.
she's doing at the hospital, but
I'm the only one that's going to be the
as a
rideshare
father,
driver in this family.
my 3 children, I would be really happy
So, with
if my
that
daughter
said,
doing that.
please sign up to our free
Yeah, sign
newsletter,
up to their
www.
newsletter. Again,
Sergio,
Harry, Sergio, Chris, and the whole team over there at the Rideshare Guy. They're great. Again, I fully support all the stuff that they're doing.
Tuesday.
I love Sergio's
100th
interviews
show
when he talks
coming
with
up.
passenger or
100th
drivers.
consecutive,
100th consecutive show. Sergio going through
Show
battery
coming up on
charged.
Tuesday.
And
It's coming.
let's go ahead and jump into this. All right, just looking at the numbers here, it looks like Sergio passed up on roughly 10 trips. Here's the fare. Now, one of the things he said there was no bonuses, there were no surges, right? There were no quests or anything he's working on. But I know for a fact that he probably gets some tips. And here's how I calculate tips. I take the total of all of my trips. Let's say I did 20 trips in a weekend. And if I got $20 in trips, that'd be $1 per trip in tips. Now, obviously not every trip tips me. About 40 some odd % of the trips tip me. But I know after 4 years of collecting data that I'm going to get some tips. So again, my actual number is $1.45. So for every trip that I take, I average $1.45 in tips. So the average tip per trip is $1.45. Sergio's could be something different. So here's his total revenue of all the trips that he rejected. Each one of the trips, how long they were, the miles, the rating of the passenger, and that matters. Again, it's LA. I don't know. A person with a 463 rating might be somebody to pass up on, right? The cost per mile, that's really high, 36 cents, but that's what my cost per mile is right now because I've been supercharging a lot with my Tesla over the last few months. And it's going to go down, but that's the cost per mile. And that includes fuel, electricity, right? Maintenance, estimated maintenance, and estimated depreciation. My depreciation, I'm exaggerating, I think, what I think my depreciation is on my Tesla. I think most people costs are a lot less than this. So you were to take the costs is the cost per mile multiplied by the number of miles. So you can see here, this one was, 2 miles. The cost was 36 cents per mile, 72 cents. So the margin is $5.22 minus the 72 cents. There's your margin. Your margin per minute is you take the total margin, divide it by the number of minutes estimated on the trip. and that gives you an hourly margin. So there were 3 trips that I 100% would have taken in that 10 minutes, right? For example, the one for $370 that he said the person should have taken the bus. That's ridiculous, right? He could have made, let's say, $5.15 on average. He could have made more, he could have made less, but let's say $5.15. 5 minutes worth of work, 1 mile. He would have made $4.79 for that 5 minutes worth of, that's a $57 per hour after expenses. And you're like, Levi, hey, he may not have got a tip. Fair enough. Here's that trip down here. Let's take a look at it here. $3.70, no tip, 5 minutes worth of work, $40. And you might be like, Levi, what if the passenger makes you wait? He could just cancel. Again, the scenario is he's just got to go pick up his daughter at 5. And he could have, that trip came in at $4.54. He could have taken that trip, gone to go pick up his daughter, and boom, been done with it. Made that short little bit of money, maybe got a $5 or a $10 tip. He was going to go pick up his daughter anyway. But imagine a full night of these, just rejecting these. So there you go. So even without tips, he could have made $40 on that trip. The other trip that I thought was really, really good was this $3.77 one that came in right almost at 5 o'clock. Again, $40, $47 per hour, after expenses. That's great money. That's great money. Even without a tip, it would have made $33. And again, if the passenger makes you wait, now I just cancel. Because look at all those trips that were coming in. They were all coming in. Boom, boom, boom. He didn't have to if he drove a minute to go pick up somebody and they weren't there and they weren't ready, he could have decided, I'm just going to cancel, because he knows another trip would have just came in. It was just boom, 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 trip after trip. So here's how much Sergio made. Again, he actually lost, 36 cents because he had to drive the mile to go get his daughter. Now he's going to go do that anyway. So we're talking about sunk costs, but he made $0. And even the 2 trips that he's liked, even if you would have got a tip on those, again, $31 an hour and $26 an hour. The one trip that he was there was one for $13.14. And he was like, oh, that's a good trip. It goes through the canyon, right? He would have made $31.77 an hour on that trip. And he would have been, I don't know, on another part of town. And the one that he really liked at the end of the day, now granted, he liked it because it was going toward his house, but the comfort trip for $31, it looks great. But even with the average tip, we're talking $26 an hour. I would have never taken that trip. Again, the idea is how much I've got a limited amount of time to go drive, and miles are our costs, but I want to maximize my revenue in those hours that I work. And so the short trips, using Sergio's data, we're going to do that. So again, Sergio made $0, right? But let's go through a scenario if I was driving, what it would look like. There's Levi. Okay. All right. So I was taking the $3.70 trip first. I would have made $57 an hour, or I'd have made $4.79. Then I would have taken at $4.59. That trip would have came in and I was almost there to go pick up my daughter. I would call my daughter and say hey, wait for 10 minutes. Dad's got to go make some money. And I would take the next trip for $3.77. Again, I would have made probably $8 to $9, maybe $10 if I'm really lucky. And then this again includes the costs of going to go pick up my daughter, because the map. And let me show you what it looks like on a map too. This is really important. All right, so if I look at this map right here, you can see this is where Sergio started out here in Rosaline, I think is where it looked like looking at his phone. And he had to drive up to the Santa Monica Boulevard, which again just sounds super cool to a guy in New York, Santa Monica Boulevard. And he got to go pick up the person that should have taken the bus. He should have just taken that person, right? And then he had to drive. The next trip was driving back toward his daughter. He picked up another person there in Alden Drive, I think. Then gone all the way down to Beverly Hills to drop off that person, the one at 459, and then goes back to Cedar Sinai to go pick up his daughter. So this is kind of what it looks like on a map, and it's roughly 5 miles total worth of driving. Again, I don't drive in Los Angeles. I don't know if I've taken all of those trips, but the super short ones for $3, $3.50 if he's driving roughly a mile or 2 miles. Those can be really profitable. If he did it for a full day, he might have made some really good money. Stayed in that West Hollywood market area. Again, I don't know. Is that Skid Row? I live in very sheltered upstate New York, and it could be maybe some dangerous trips in there. I don't know. But I don't think it's as dire as he makes it sound. Again, he made $0 when he could have made $4 or $5 maybe. And if he did that for hours and hours and hours on end on a Saturday, I think he could have made $20, $30, $40 an hour after expenses, depending upon some tips, if some surges were to happen during that time. And Sergio is the kind of guy that I think would get surges. I don't think Sergio is wrong. Again, I don't drive in his market, but I make money taking, $3 and $4 and $5 trips all day. For any trip that's under 15 minutes, if it's less than 5 minutes to go pick up, I tend to take those trips. And I don't think he's looking at it the same way that I would look at it. How would you look at it? Would you basically just sit there all day rejecting trips and make nothing just to make sure that your wheels aren't turning? Or, if you were going to pick up your daughter, would you have maybe made a couple of bucks waiting around for your daughter to get off of work? How would you have done it? I just showed you what I would have done, and I would have made, maybe $10 waiting for my daughter to get off of work. Or maybe I might have made a couple $100, $300 maybe on an 8-hour shift taking those short trips. I think I would have made some good money there in Los Angeles, and I would have probably gotten a really good tan. I don't know. I wouldn't have been shoveling snow, that's for sure. Let me know what you think. Sergio, again, is a great guy. I think he's doing amazing work for maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's some sweet, juicy cherries that he knows is out there. If he just waits parked for the long enough, he could have made those money. I don't know. Again, great stuff. Please, let's engage in the comments, like, subscribe, and let's build a community. I created Tip You in the app as a community for all of us rideshare drivers. And if you get a chance, go check out Voom Rideshare Insurance. They're great. They're now in Georgia, so that makes, I think, 5 states. They're great. If you're a driver and you're looking to improve, pay less for insurance, like upwards of 60% less on insurance, check out Voom, Voom. Voom. Be well, be safe. I'm cheering for you.